All right, here we are for the season finale of Ash vs. Evil Dead. This
The
is
series finale.
Yes, yeah, series.
We're done.
This is season 3, episode 10.
And it's all over, man.
Yeah,
It's all over, Johnny.
it's a little upsetting.
It's bittersweet, sure.
Because we at a panel after the season 3 was released. Bruce Campbell was going into details on what would happen in the following season.
And we were there. This is
Yeah.
Comic-Con. Like, it was one of the highlights for me of New York Comic-Con. They always had an Ash vs. Evil Dead panel, and Bruce and everybody be there. Sam Raimi was there at least one time. It was awesome. So I'm like, yo, yeah.
Yeah, he talked about how the future was going to be like a Mad Max meets like the Army of Darkness, and I was like,
Yeah.
that sounds fantastic.
It was like, we're doing time travel, and everyone's
Yeah.
woo, and all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. And
That would've been very cool.
Luckily,
but
we'll never have to watch that.
Yeah, sadly it was canceled. It's possible that can get picked up in comic book form. May already have, who knows. But so what happens in this episode?
So let's talk about, before we get to the future,
Sure.
The basic thing. We have a huge demon, right?
Yes,
As we
that's
saw
where we
before.
left off in the last episode.
Last time we just had a huge arm.
Yes.
And we were speculating, like, what was it going to be? And I think it's somewhere in between the things, because I was like, I hope it's like the cell phone monster as a joke. The face is very different, but the body proportions, it's basically like a
it has
rectangle
a
with arms
weird-
and legs.
a
It's
weird
kind of like the
body.
stupid cell phone monster. But it's giant. It's like Godzilla proportions.
Yes, no, it is very big.
It's rampaging, the army gets called in, nothing's working. Pablo's like, Hefe, they're just making it stronger. Like, all that stuff's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. So,
Now, the whole
The stage
episode
is set.
itself has a very strange tone. It doesn't feel much like any other episode. After
feels
you get,
really
like,
different.
The first 6 or 7 minutes into the episode,
Sure.
it's like, where are we? What's happening? This isn't your typical Ash vs. Evil Dead.
no, it feels very different.
So, like, in the beginning, they're all together. They run as the hand is coming up. It's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Encountering deadites here and there as
Yeah.
the world's getting just overrun by the, like, take you over invisible force
the
thing.
world has gone mad. As
They
it
see
so
news
often
reports. It's happening everywhere, all at once.
does. Gotta stop him.
And like at this point, it still kind of feels like an Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's a little bit more grandiose than your average one, but
Even
it's still,
including bringing Kelly back from the dead.
well, that happens in a
Okay.
little bit.
Didn't know if you were going.
But yeah, so Pablo goes. They split up. Pablo has his Brujo Especial powers.
Especial.
He has Kelly strapped to a dolly, and he's just running down Main Street
Yeah.
to get to the.
I liked that
basement.
a lot. It's
Yeah.
like, I have to transport her somehow. This is the way we're gonna do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, because before that, he just has her over his shoulder,
Yeah.
and she's wearing like the tightest pants in the world, which I'm like sure was in the clause. Make my butt look good.
Make
Like,
my butt look good.
but then
Your
you
pants are
have
gonna explode, Kelly.
Ash and his daughter go through the sewers.
Okay, yeah.
So they're just encountering everybody and their mother in a very weird way.
Yeah. I tuned out during this part.
Yeah?
They get out of the pipe, and then there's like 2 guys, and they take care of them, and I'm like, great, fucking move on, get over it. I was not into this whole sewer sequence or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Where like I know they didn't know going into this that they were canceled,
Yeah.
but it almost feels like they did because of how it feels like I don't want to say like a bad ending of a series,
Yeah.
but that's kind of like the vibe I got because it felt like a weird closure-y thing.
It
where,
feels like
we gotta
a-
be bigger than we are. We have to blah blah. We
Yeah.
gotta blow up the high school. Like it felt.
It feels like a housekeeping cleanup. We're really just here to get to the next thing type
Yeah,
of thing. Yeah,
like-
exactly.
And I felt kind of it was saddening almost because it's like,
Yeah.
I've liked this show so much, and like to end on this like weird note where it doesn't really feel like Ash, doesn't really feel like the
Yeah.
crew. You think Kelly might be like a zombie at a point, when
then
she-
just, like-
and then she's just back at
And
like
can we comment, like, so she's like, I look like Keith Richards, and then all of a sudden Brandy's like making jokes, and they're like, that's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
girl!
yeah.
And then outside, Kelly's just back to being Kelly, but not
Yes.
even. She's shooting guns and screaming and doing everything. And I was like, oh, we have like half undead Kelly now. This is this amazing thing. It's
where
like,
you think that
it's
her and
like
Pablo now
the-
will share this ability,
Yeah,
aside from being a couple now, to
Yes.
be able to both walk in both worlds.
Because they kiss and stuff, right? And
Yeah.
it'd be the Brujo and the dead girl and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is awesome.
that's
And then it
not
just
really it.
goes away or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And for all we know, hinting at the ending, right? They like Pablo and Kelly, would they even like be there? I don't even know what their plans were.
It's hard to say.
It's a whole thing.
Well, I assume they would have been there in time travel or something.
Or something,
Like,
right?
Or his Brujo powers have them in some sort of like fucking coma. I don't know.
I hid myself in the transporter buffer. You see, it's been 150 years. You just have to warp me out. I'm good.
But here's where it starts to really feel like a different toned
Yeah.
show. Like, Ash kind of like, sends them away and does all this business.
We get
and
the cliche, closing the door.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for you. You promised. No. And then they do, right? And they do the whole
like,
thing.
oh, no, I rip your patch. I'm Armageddon hero now. Call me Bruce Willis.
There you go.
Like,
That's what it says on the tin.
That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
It was really strange. And, like, then, like, the ending felt almost like a sci-fi original type of ending where it's like,
Well,
okay, we're
before-
78% through the movie. We just have to wrap it up. Let's go.
Oh, the ending of
Yeah,
the real.
yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant the ending of the episode. Yeah,
No.
so
The ending of the war.
So Ash
the
gets
fight.
in a tank and starts driving around. Literally everyone else is gone. There's like no people, I think, during those sequences.
Yes.
It's just him in a tank.
Yeah, it's literally just him.
Which didn't work before, and I'm like, what is your plan here? I like his plan.
Oh, you knew that was
He
coming.
takes the dagger and
Yeah.
puts it into, well, I didn't know that was coming because I didn't know how the whole tank
Oh,
worked
like
or whatever.
the
yeah.
moment he got
Yeah.
in the tank, I was like, well, he's gonna fire the dagger. My only question was, I'm like, does he miss or does
Okay.
he hit? And I'm like, even if he hits, I'm like, can the big bad be taken out by this dagger? Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, like in a video game, I would take it like, I'll have this special thing. It's the only thing that can kill boss 1, but boss 2 it doesn't affect.
Right, it's
like,
a silver thing,
yeah.
which was the first undead
Yeah,
boss.
like this-
but
this
then you
kills
need
the werewolf,
the
but-
trident of whatever.
Yeah.
I know, and like so he has the dagger. I think when he slams the van door shut, he's holding the dagger.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I knew the dagger was going to be how he did it, but I don't know how shells work or how you could just put it on there instead of
nothing
the thing.
works
Yeah,
ever.
so that's why I didn't see that coming or expect that, but I knew that he was going to stab him somehow.
So like,
But the demon picks him up and he shoots it like right into his face or
yeah,
whatever.
through his bottom jaw
Instead of-
into
yeah.
his heart or something.
like-
and I'm
and then it
like, well,
starts
that's as good a shot as you
falling
want.
out or whatever, yeah.
So, but like when it's happening, I'm like, well, was he even the biggest bad? I was like, he was the the god demon thing that they summoned, but weren't there 3 like robed dudes?
Yeah.
Which does get answered kind
I
of
was
in the
gonna
fact
say.
that evil is not vanquished; it's still
The Dark Ones are on the move.
Yeah. Which I was almost happy with because a lesser like written show
Yeah.
would have just been like, and peace on earth or whatever.
And the curse has been
And it would have been
broken.
like, so he does wake up in the future. It would have been like he still wakes up in the future, but it would have been like, we've been saving you in case evil ever came back, and it's back. But this is like, no, it's been around this whole time you've been gone.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how to even explain.
I took it the way you're first saying it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that it's been a long time. Various things have happened, and she's like, the Dark Ones are on the move. Like, we need you. So
I don't know if
so
that-
we defrosted you.
But if that were
for now or
true,
whatever.
why was
Yeah.
the world, destroyed already?
If that was not true, why would they pick then to unfreeze him?
I don't know.
So I know is what I'm saying because
Well-
they told me something, right?
Well, there would have been a plot in season 4 that would have explained all that shit.
Yeah, so it's like a total cop out where they're like, we'll explain on the way, groovy, and they just leave or whatever. Where there's no even like they don't even point you at anything about what's
Because there would
happening
be
or
no
whatever.
reason to just wake
It's
him up when
completely
you
open.
need him if you could make everyone into androids and they can live forever anyway. So like
I don't know.
that's why I would have been like, all right, season 4, explain this to me. Let me know
Yeah,
what
I mean,
the deal is.
they need him to vanquish evil, but we're never going to know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like we said, I don't know if even they knew or if they were like, this will be the ending, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're really going to pop off. This is where the show really starts. The
It
first
looks
3
like it could
seasons,
have.
we're just laying the groundwork.
Because that
and now
car
here we
looked
are.
awesome.
Yeah.
But what I was really impressed with was the navel area on that girl.
Yeah.
Like, that looked really good. And this is not a show where like CG's been like their major thing. Like it's
No.
usually been used either sparingly or interestingly, like in a way where I'm like, oh, that's a fun technique. But that
Yes.
just looked really good. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's like either painstaking keyframing, or you found somebody skinny enough that they have a weird prosthetic on, and you're CGing on top of that to make it look more weird.
Yeah, I think you can give them like give her a like a green screen with dots on it.
or any color, pink.
Girdle or something.
Something
yeah,
you
just
can
something
key.
to do a thing.
But
or whatever.
I was like
No,
really impressed by it.
I like this entire sequence. There's an old school like you see from Ash's blurry like point of view. Someone has a KOS ring, and you're like,
yeah.
Knights of Sumeria, got it.
Yep.
They got him, and then it's whatever. And then he's waking up, and there's a cool boot up sequence. He's wearing like a future suit. He has a hand. He pulls it back. You see the see-through thing.
Yeah.
And that communicates without words in like a very cinematic way that I'm always like, oh, you're doing a thing. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when you see the android lady, you're like, oh, she's an android lady.
Yes.
Right? Just he doesn't have to be like, what happened to my hand? Like they don't have to like explain it. It's just clearly
My first
obvious
thought was,
from what's happening.
again, an
or
excuse
whatever.
to have his hand.
Yes, me too. I'm like, great, he has a hand. Fine.
I can
whatever.
see it in his contract. All right, I'll do season 4, but I don't want to wear this fucking hand anymore.
I need a hand.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me. it doesn't breathe. There's
All right, well, make
moisture in
the
there.
seam above your sleeve. That way, no one will see it until we
just
want to show it.
Pull it down
Got
there. That way, that way we don't have to animate anything either.
Yes.
It's just going to be
No,
fine. or whatever.
it's good for everybody.
No, yeah, this is a whole thing. So I actually wrote down, he has a hand. It's better than Luke Skywalker's, because it's like that whole technique that that you're talking about, that effect where it looks like they're made of like jelly or Jello, and there's just like 3 tubes going through them. Like totally sells it. Totally works. I love it. It's great.
And
it's
I
like
love that you saw the
translucent or
metal
something.
tendons move
Yeah,
when he moved.
the whole
I'm like,
thing.
oh, it's a beautiful little effect.
Yeah, I was like, this is great.
It really did work for me.
This is a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm genuinely sad that like whenever a show I remotely enjoy, even ones I don't even like that much, when they end I'm like, oh man. But this show I really like. I like Bruce Campbell. I like this character. I've liked this character for like, I don't know, my whole life it seems. So it's very strange to be like, oh, it's actually over.
Yeah, I feel okay. Like there's different ways things can end because this is a dip before like the next thing starts.
Yeah, you didn't really get sucked in and ramped.
If the ending was a cliffhanger, like this is a like very open-ended, like I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, this is a ramp
sucks.
and not like a.
This is not the climax where you're like, oh, imagine, right? Because they killed certain people that could like Ruby could come back because there's like time travel and dimensions and she's a demon.
We've already
or
got her
whatever.
back through time
Exactly.
travel. Yeah.
So like I'm not worried about anything. And like you said, with people having robot parts or Brujo powers, like anything could happen. Whatever. Do they say what year this is actually? I don't know.
I don't believe they
I
did.
didn't catch that. So it's just like an indeterminate time in the future.
Yeah.
They'd be like, it's been 2 weeks, Ash. What are you talking about? So stupid. No, like this is okay because I can just imagine something cool. And I don't have to be like, oh no, like you ruined it. You had a thing and then it was about to happen. Now I'll never know what happens to Pablo and Kelly. I'm like, I know what happens. For all I know, they're dead forever. For all I know, like that whole chapter closes.
Yeah, they could have Captain America and just lived their lives.
Yeah, and now we just have a whole new story or something like that. And we don't have a whole new story, but like it points to maybe we're gonna have a whole new thing, so it's fine, whatever.
Could have been really funny if this instead of being canceled, instead was actually really popular, and you ended up with 2 timelines. You have Ash in the future, and then you have in the past you have like Brujo Especial, Kelly and his daughter, and like they're doing their thing.
It becomes like a Fear the Walking Dead where they spin off a whole thing into like certain characters. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like Ash goes back in time with Android Girl to when they had good Ruby. They grab her before she dies, and now it's those 3 and those 3, and they're doing their own thing to stop evil throughout time.
On 2 separate shows, you think?
Yeah,
or just part of the same.
And occasionally there's crossovers like Doctor Who. Ash, you're alive, Dad.
Occasionally,
like, cool stuff.
Occasionally there's crossovers like Hercules and Xena.
Yeah.
Like that. Sure. No, there's a lot you could do with
this.
They
go back in time and they fight when Aeolus was a demon. Played by Aeolus.
We find some weird unexplained thing that they didn't wrap up properly from Hercules, and we just have, him.
And he meets the King of Thieves.
Autolycus, what are you doing here? He's like, who? I don't know, or whatever. It's amazing. At the end of the day, right, I'm not too broken up about it. There's a lot of good stuff that could happen, so that part is fine. But
they did do
could have been a lot worse.
In comics. Ash and the Xena world did merge.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's make that happen in reality.
So like, where do we stand right now? The show's been canceled for like 1 year, 2 years, like
2 years.
2 years now. Yeah. So at this point, I don't know. I think Bruce doing something else. You said.
Yeah,
right?
Bruce legitimately said he was done with the character now. Like it's such a strange turn, like heel turn, because he was like, because I'll do this as long as they'll pay me. And granted, they did stop paying him, so he lived up to his word here.
He did it.
But I feel like if everyone in the world of Kickstarters and stuff, I think if he was like, we want to make another one, I'd throw down 50.
But I need your help.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'd have no qualms whatsoever about that, even if it was just. It was literally him training up a new person, like just to get a little taste.
Yeah.
Or like it's like
the
young Indiana Jones things, where it's just him sitting in telling you a story, and it cuts back to young Ash, just doing like Ash things, but not even fighting evil. Like it's before the cabin.
Just working, doing dumb things. Yeah. No, there's this is a whole like. I've had my heart broken before, is what I'm saying. David Duchovny, when they brought back the X-Files, we also saw that at Comic-Con, and we saw him say, if they're paying or some weird thing like that. And it was like supposed to be a joke, but the way the people on stage reacted and the way the audience reacted, I was kind of like, I don't know if that's a joke. I think you were like, I like money. They were like, oh, do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like this? He's like, I forget how he worded it, but it was something like, oh no, or something like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of celebrities say.
Well, Scully was the opposite, where I was like, I think she
really
actually
into
loves
it.
this shit.
I know.
Yeah.
Just have a Scully spinoff. The Scully Files. Oh.
Her and her daughter traveling in a van.
Through time with a robot dog. No, like, so whenever a celebrity says, and these reports come out more and more with Marvel and all that stuff, you get someone saying like, I'll do this forever. I will literally do this forever.
Chris
I
Evans,
love
you
this.
bastard.
Well, that's what I mean. Like maybe they mean it when they say it, but stuff happens. Like, we're going to Disneyland this year, kids, and then like the water heater breaks and the car breaks, and you gotta do a thing, and we're not going to Disneyland. I can't say you're lying.
But those
to me,
are so
right?
different to me. Where like let's say I'm Ash or I'm Captain America or whatever.
Yeah.
I would do that forever.
And that's
and
why
I would
you don't
never
get to
be.
be,
I would never be like, oh no, I've been typecasted. I'd be like, call me Ash.
I'll be typecasted.
Like,
can I do
call
your
me
kid's
Captain
birthday
America?
party? You don't have to
Sorry.
pay me. I just want kids
Yeah.
being like, it's Captain America.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah.
Honestly, to
I
be
know.
honest, like a show, like
Yeah.
I happen to really like this show. I love like
Yeah.
the combination of horror, comedy, and schlock that just come together beautifully here.
It really struck
and
a
I would
really
do
good
this for
balance.
fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, like on any part of it, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
I
can
just
I
like-
serve sandwiches? Oh, can I film it? Oh, can I be in it?
I just like
whatever.
seeing myself or seeing that I've created a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, right. No, I know.
Sad.
So I don't feel, what I'm saying is I don't feel bad. I don't know what Ash's real story is or what his thing is. Maybe he was just like, I'm supposed to say this. I'm doing this forever. Or maybe at the time he thought, I'll do it no matter what, and things change and
Sure.
stuff happens.
And I can see not wanting to be
They
like
wanna
a
pay-
pushing 70s guy getting sprayed in the face with blood constantly.
That I can't see. That's the only problem with this whole equation where I'm like, yes, do it. He's been doing it for a while, whatever. I
Yeah.
understand that. But from like a purely like fictional universe standpoint, this could have been a lot worse. I'm okay. I feel like I was really, really concerned. Because as far as I knew, they didn't know they were going to be canceled. I expected some
Big cliffhanger, yeah.
I expected like the end of the last two seasons, where it's like just pop in the next one because it doesn't really even stop or change,
Yeah.
right? And this was gonna change hugely, maybe or something. So
Yeah.
it's a logical point to like break it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna, I wish there was more. I'm sure, like
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a person too where I would rather a show be run into the ground.
I know you are. I don't want
than
that.
have it end at its peak.
No.
I like the characters more than I like
Yeah.
like a show being good, and
Yeah.
I would rather it's like an old friend like he's kind of a dirtbag now, but what's he up to? Like
Right.
like that kind of thing. And
Let me
some
check you out on
shows
Facebook.
some shows like have a dip and then they super come back.
Exactly.
And I'm the guy that's like, yep, I believe in you the whole time.
I was here the whole way. No, I understand.
I'm no
that too.
fan. I'm no fair weather fan here. I will ride through the
Die-hard
shit
fan.
with you.
No, I know. So even as the scripts get worse or like the budget gets cut, you
Yeah.
know, because like on a show like this too, you're there for Bruce Campbell, you're there for the
Exactly.
ensemble cast. So like, yeah, I can see that too. But
And I wonder,
not
so
getting
I know
that.
he's going on to Ripley's
So-
Believe It or Not, which is like an
Oh.
easy sit down kind of
I
show.
hate that.
But I wonder if he'll do more like independent movies, if he'll
Yeah.
do things like what does retirement mean? Like
Does it
and
mean
not that
Bubba
he's
Hotep
and
type
not that he's
movies?
retired. But
Yeah.
yes, like can we get more My Name is Bruce's? I know like
Yeah.
you got some land, you could build another town, film some more shit there.
Yeah.
Something like that. It wasn't your best movie, Bruce, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. No, like you want to see that. Like whenever I see anybody like they're hosting something now, or they're like a judge on a reality contest
Mm-hmm. It's a little
show,
sad.
I'm always like, and again, like you're getting paid. I respect your hustle
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. But yeah, it's sad because you're like, okay, he's not looking to be the guy anymore or whatever.
Well,
right?
like to me, it's sad
the end of
because
an era.
it's a squandering of
Yeah.
of what little time you have on this earth.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy the things you do. Do as many things
as
as
many,
humanly
crank
possible.
them out as fast
like,
as you can.
Like Dolph Lundgren, huge fan. Love
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren, and he does a lot of shit now. But when he was at his peak, he did not do a lot of shit.
That's a
And
major squandering,
That's
I
the
agree.
problem. Is like when he was in his 30s, that
Yeah.
dude was the man.
He could have
He could have
been,
done anything.
As big or like well known as he is in some circles, like I think he could have been a lot
Oh,
bigger.
he
if
could
did
have been a
more,
Stallone.
Yeah, like,
Except
honestly.
now he's still with Stallone in the Expendables and stuff, but
Yes.
he's not a Stallone.
Well,
to
and,
me,
like-
he is.
Well, and like even with his background, you could have predicted, but now that we know, looking back, that he's going to take care of himself and make good decisions.
Yeah,
Had
yeah.
he really just flooded the market, we could
Certainly.
have had like people would have known Dolph. Would have been like,
Yeah,
Remember,
well, 'cause he's
remember in
better-
the '90s when everybody was just talking funny and having huge muscles? He would have been like one of those like
Exactly.
exactly. And
Because
he
if
is
you look
to
at him
us,
and Van
but-
Damme right
yeah.
now, he's way better than Van Damme right now.
Now, okay.
And like,
sure,
could have rid that out. Like,
yeah.
back to Bruce though. So sorry.
Well, he's in the pantheon. He's one of the legendary people or whatever,
He's
right?
one of my top.
Yeah. So
at my last supper of actors,
yeah,
he's right there.
He's right there, being like, plate of things. I don't know why I'm holding a plate. Yeah, no, and like it's sad because this right here. This is kind of the last like thing. This is kind of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see him hosting I'm saying game show, but I mean like
he's hosted a few game shows in the past.
Yeah.
And those have been fun. He's actually a great host.
Yeah, I'm sure that he is.
But I prefer him in scripted work.
Yeah, you want him as this
but
character,
his off-the-cuff shit,
this guy.
He's
great.
People. Like,
and
he's very quick.
You know, who knows? Maybe I can I will never watch Ripley's Believe It or Not is my problem. I do not watch things like that, so I will never get to enjoy him in that context or something. Yeah.
I want to see a reunion of all the hosts.
Yeah.
And have him and Dean Cain.
Okay.
And Kelly
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Like, oh.
Yeah. I know this show has a soft spot for you in particular with the people that they've chosen and all that stuff.
They've only chosen people I like.
Yes. So maybe someday you'll host that show.
Oh, one day.
All right. R.I.P. Bruce. No. R.I.P. Ashley Williams. I suppose.
Yes. Ashley
Bruce Campbell.
We hardly knew ye.
And yet, there you go. So put the coins on the eyes, ship them down the river. This is sort of the end, we think.
Yeah, I would be totally happy if this was not the end, but I guess I'm okay if this is.
We're at the point.
We got more than we thought. Because whoever thought there'd be a TV show?
That's crazy, right?
I would have never.
Stars, right? Comes in and they have a deal, right? And Raimi's on board and the whole thing producing, right? It's a whole. This was a gift, honestly. So
especially
I am happy
during
for that
the reboot nation. I was like, once they redid it, you thought, oh, that's gone. They've washed over it. The grave is out.
Yeah.
But beautifully here it came back. So who's to say? Maybe we'll come back. If not, that's our thoughts on this, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching Just Daggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.